Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming out today. I'm going to introduce here Rob Clark, Executive Vice President from Adirondack Bank. Thanks again.
Thank you all for coming. I want to recognize some dignitaries that are with us before we get started. Our Mayor of Utica, Rob Palmieri, is here, right on the left. From Anthony Brindisi's office, Sarah Borman is here, representing. John Scarano's here from the Herkimer Chamber. Thanks for coming. And last but certainly not least, Major Francis Coots, the head of Troop D for New York State Troopers, is here right on my right. As was said, my name's Robert Clark. I'm the Executive Vice President at Adirondack Bank. Our bank has a long heritage. It was founded in 1898 on Halloween of all days. It went through a lot of changes. In 1990, the board of directors of the bank at the time, which was called Saranac Lake Federal Savings Bank, decided to sell the bank. And there were 4 entities looking to buy the bank, 3 of which were very large banks. The 4th was our current chairman, Tom Clark. The bank interviewed all 4 parties. The difference maker, as it's told, was the promise to keep the bank local, maintain its local roots. And that homage comes through today. The bank has now grown into 18 branches. We maintain our local roots. It's very important to us. Our new moniker is Bank Local. We shine through with that. All of our employees were born and raised in the communities we serve. We do local decision making. Our bank president, for instance, still approves mortgages, where other banks, it gets sent out of state or whatnot. So we're very proud of that. Segueing into today, it's a new era for our bank. To maintain our competitiveness, what you have to do is you have to be competitive with big banks. You have to offer products that the large banks offer, and obviously maintaining our competitive advantage of our localness and our local decision making is what people really love. So how do we get that message out to the community and the communities we serve? That was the challenge we've been faced with over the last year. So what we did was we started a search, and we started searching for who would be best to convey that message to our communities. And what we found was we found a person who shares a passion for hometown values just as our bank does. She's a 3-time Olympian, consecutive Olympian, the only Olympian to ever win an Olympic medal in men or women for a singles luge competition. Please join me in welcoming Erin Hamlin to the table.
Thank you very much. Am I up?
You're up.
Cool. All right. I am super excited to be here today. I get to be home, which is awesome. And when I got the opportunity to partner with Adirondack Bank, it seemed like the most perfect fits. You think of banks sometimes, especially as an athlete, and you're like, maybe not, that's kind of, I don't know anything about banking. But at the same time, when I thought of the Adirondack, just in the name, I've spent pretty much my entire life in the Adirondack. So that seemed natural. And also the fact that, we're established in Saranac Lake. That's kind of my second home is up there. So my communities are split between the areas that Adirondack Bank covers. So I'm super excited to be able to be a part of this relationship, and I've been training up in Lake Placid, so that's been a nice little escape away from the training world.
One of the first initiatives that we had to showcase, and we launched it a little over a year ago, was our 80K on the Go app. It's an imperative app for our bank to grow and compete with bigger banks. We feel our mobile app is tops in the marketplace. It gives us the advantage and keeps us competitive with those large banks. And we thought that would be a great launching pad to showcase Erin as our new spokesperson of the bank. And we actually have our first commercial, which is going to start airing next week, and we're going to show that right now on my right on the screen.
Wherever I am in the world, I bank around the corner and bring a bit of home with me. Adirondack Bank, for people on the go, like me. Bank local.
That particular ad and several other ads will be airing starting next week, segueing right through to next year. It's our way of connecting with our communities and connecting with Erin as our spokesperson, and really trying to put our bank on the map with who we want to be and the standards that Erin invokes on everyone. Erin, wherever she does go, she stays very true to her community, as you all know. Our community is very important to her, and I think that conveys out in our ad concepts for everybody. At this time, I was going to ask Erin if she wanted to talk about the upcoming season and events that you have, not only for the rest of this year, but for next year as well.
Our season gets underway competitively in about a month or two. We get on ice. Actually, I'm heading to Norway next week, so reality check. I'm going to be sliding, which is kind of crazy already since it's still so nice out. But our World Cup season kicks off in November. We will have, I think, 8 or 9 races, and we hit the jackpot this season and have 3 in North America, which is pretty much unheard of. The Europeans kind of control our sport, so to have two races in just the U.S. alone I don't think that's ever happened in modern luge racing times. So we're very excited about that. For me, the headline one is going to be the race in Lake Placid in December, and Adirondack Bank is going to have a huge presence there and have done a huge part to have little special stuff for the community that comes up for the race. So I'm excited to have everybody there, and then we'll cap our season off with World Championships, which is on a German track, so that'll be a real big challenge for us, but we're ready for it, and we'll have the same kind of setup for the next couple of years, building up towards the Olympic Games in 2018. So it's a lot of racing, a lot of training, and it's gonna just keep ramping up. So I'm really excited to get on ice this season and get competing, and we'll be, like I said, 3 races in North America. You should have the opportunity to see a little bit more luge than usually anybody gets to in the US, because we have so many races on sort of home turf. But I'll be pretty much racing every week starting in November through March. It's busy, but it's a lot of fun, and like every other year, I'm really looking forward to it.
Again, the bank views this not just as a straight-up sponsorship deal where money is exchanged hands. We look at this more of a community partnership with Erin. We want to support her on and off the track. Just for an example, Erin competes in the World Championships in Lake Placid. Our bank will host a hospitality tent at that event where bank customers, fans of Erin, all can go and get warm post and pre-race as they see fit. Also, you'll see Erin representing the bank in a lot of our community functions, which is so important to our bank. Just to name a few, the Woodsman's Field Days, which is up in Boonville. That's a large bank-sponsored event. Also, the Citron Stars and Stripes. Erin is already involved, actually, in Citron Home initiatives. This will just add to that. Also, the Saranac Winter Carnival, the bank sponsors up in Saranac Lake, and most recently the Greater Utica Chamber Expo, which took place in the Aud. Those are some of our larger events that we showcase as a bank. One of the things that Erin is very passionate about is youth sports and youth initiatives regarding youth, and we look to partner with her in growing those initiatives throughout the community in all the communities that we serve and that Erin fondly calls home. So it's not just a sponsorship deal to us, it's much more than that. And we're really looking forward to the partnership, and we're also looking forward to supporting Erin up in Lake Placid December 5th, 4th and 5th, I believe, right?
Yeah, we race the 5th, though. So.
And the 5th, yep. So we will be up there gangbusters, ready to support her and also help the sport of USA Luge as well. That's a big part of it. Also, before you leave, be sure to have some Erin Hamlin root beer if you like. We do have that, as well as some local pastries from Utica Bread. Also has some local pastries. At this time, the press conference is over. We're available for a Q&A, after which, if you'd like some one-on-ones with Erin or myself, we're happy to do so.
I just want to real quick, before everyone disperses, just thank everyone for coming. It's really exciting for me to, see everyone turn out. And I know there's always the list of dignitaries and official people and everything, but when I look around, it's familiar faces, and it's really nice to have that. And I've always had amazing community support, so I had no doubt that this would just grow that. And to have two entities kind of come together with the same mission of supporting a community that has, supported me for the last 16 years, I'm really excited, and I hope I can convey that enough. So thank you very much for being here.
At this time, we'll open up for questions. It doesn't have to necessarily just come from the media. If anyone has a question, just raise your hand, and someone can come around with a microphone and ask it. There we go.
Well, mine's more of an invite than a question. Adirondack Bank is a great sponsor of the Herkimer County Chamber of Commerce. And one of our best events, and Mr. Brenchley puts it on, is St. Patrick's Day. And that event has grown leaps and bounds. And wouldn't it be wonderful, Erin, if you're with the name Erin in Herkimer for St. Patrick's Day? I'm sure Mr. Brenchley will invite you. I hope you can make it.
Thank you.
How did you first get involved with luge?
That's a good question. It's pretty, kind of an on a whim experience. I attended a USA Luge Slider Search in Syracuse, New York. I really didn't have any preconceived plan of being a luge athlete. I didn't really know what I was getting into, but they basically put kids on sleds with wheels on them, really basic equipment, and teach them the bare bones basics of the sport and how to basically make it down a hill, like in a park or a city street. Like we've done one right here on Cornelia Street in Utica before. And I did that when I was 12 years old, and that kind of put me into the pipeline of athletes. I tried out there and got invited to Lake Placid for another kind of screening process, and apparently showed enough potential that I got invited into the development program. And 16 years later, I'm still here. We're kind of careers in luge are pretty long, so there's not a whole lot of transition. People retiring are really the only changes, and obviously some new young faces every once in a while, but the main competitors that I've been racing against for the last 10 years are still going to be there. So whether some of them are out for injury or taking a break, I'm not completely sure yet. We'll find out a lot next week when we're in Norway. Everyone kind of convenes there for the first training on ice for the year. So we'll kind of get an idea of who's around, where everyone stands, and then racing seasons can kind of switch people in and out. But for the most part, everyone's the same. It'll be a lot of familiar faces.
I'd like you to know we've already ordered our poster with the goal on it.
No pressure, right?
At this time, we'll break off, and if one-on-ones are requested, we're happy to do so. Thank you all for coming, and have a great afternoon.